Hi, and welcome to the After School Club, a weekly podcast by 3 high school students where we discuss our daily lives, stress, social media, and more.
Yay.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Amelia.
And today we're discussing about life during a pandemic that's been going on for too long now.
Oh, is that exactly what I wrote? Okay. So, pandemic. Thank you for the intro, Michelle. So, do you guys remember before the pandemic? Is there things you missed from that?
I think I missed being in person in class, I think.
Same. I feel like before in class, like without masks and stuff, I don't know. It felt like your class was more exciting and more interesting.
With what?
With like when we were actually in person and when we could like move around in the classroom.
Oh, but yeah, it's just more fun if you can actually move and do stuff and not just sit at a desk. Mm-hmm. Because now the pandemic, we can only sit at our desks. Do you guys remember what happened when like the pandemic was first happening? First, right, it was just kind of like a rumor of something that was happening in China.
I remember like in January, it started going around that like there was a new disease outbreak somewhere in China. But I don't think anybody really cared at that point. I think most of us just thought it would stop in China and like, that's it. Like it wouldn't spread to basically everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So I don't think we really cared that much at that point. My mom did like tell me to do stuff. Like she was like, don't walk too close to other people. But of course that wasn't really possible if like no one else did that too, you know? And I remember being in a van once and I asked like Michelle or something. I was like, did you hear that schools in China went into lockdown? And I was like, do you think that'll ever happen here? And then I think we both agreed that no, it would never happen here.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was just a WeChat rumor at first, right?
Yeah.
And I think like the people who had WeChat were the first ones to go buy a ton of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was just regular old news, and it's not relevant to me.
Yeah. And I remember, like, one day, like, still a lot of people didn't care, I think in January, but one day there was, like, a lot of news about it, kind of. So then we came to school the next day, and then some of our people in our class, we were social distancing, remember?
Yeah.
Like, we were doing it before everyone else was.
Uh-huh.
Remember? And one kid had an N95 or something, that really fancy mask.
Yeah. And then we were kind of like making it seem more dramatic. Like we were standing far away from each other and we were like screaming at each other like, hi, Amelia! And I don't know if we were trying to make fun of it or something.
And then we were all like, yay, no school for 2 weeks. Well, were you guys happy about no school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Well, before that year of grade 8, like in our city or whatever, the teachers were on strike a lot. Yeah, so we already missed a ton of school, and then we had to miss more school because of the thingy.
Yeah, I
the
remember
corona.
thinking like, if I had a project due soon, I was like, I hope there's like a strike on that day so I don't get to my project.
Wow.
And then in grade 7, it was the snow days.
Yeah, there were so many.
Yeah, and then we started having our Google Meet lessons.
Yeah.
Eventually, those started. I remember we had the big geo project due during that time.
Yeah.
I would like never pay attention. Did you guys pay attention during those first months of grade 8? Those last months of grade 8?
I think I did.
Same, I think I did. We only had meetings on like Monday and Thursday, and like the rest of the days we were just like, I don't even remember what I did, like nothing.
Me neither. I don't remember. Like, watch James Charles videos.
Yeah, basically.
Wow. I really don't remember either. Yeah, I have no clue what I did. I just wouldn't do school. Like, I submitted nothing. But, I don't know, I don't think I was hurt by it with my grades. I just stopped submitting stuff. And I stopped going to the Google Meets.
I think I went to all of them, maybe.
Me too.
I don't remember.
I don't even know if I remember that they announced that, like, your marks can't go down. I think I do remember, but I don't know why I still tried, like, at that time.
Yeah, you think you should have just stopped trying if it didn't affect your marks? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had our grade 8 graduation, which was online.
Yeah.
Just a YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
That was...
It was so sad.
That was really sad. And
Yeah.
I remember I won some award or something for... I forget.
I was excited to see people dress up, and we get to go. Yeah, it would have been so fun for all of us to, like, dress up and go stand on the stage and smile.
Oh, for real grade 8 graduation. That's so sad.
But then we just sat home. I literally just, like, sat in my pajamas and just watched the video.
Yeah, me too.
I remember, like, struggling to think, like, what graduation dress will I wear? Because I wore one in grade 6, and, like, we specifically bought it for graduation because I didn't have many dresses. And then I just didn't know what to wear for grade 8. But, well, I guess since there was an in-person graduation, I didn't have to worry about that anymore.
I used to wear lots of dresses and, like, skirts in grade 7 and 8. Now I don't really anymore.
I remember. You would wear, like, a choker and a skirt and a black shirt.
Yeah, I used to. But I guess, I don't know. People in high school don't really do that anymore. So I guess I was pressured to stop doing it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what else. And then there was summer. What did you guys do during summer?
Was it last summer or last summer?
The summer after grade 8.
Oh. I think I was actually kind of productive during that summer. That's the summer I learned how to do crochet.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like blanking. I just don't remember anything I did that summer.
Me neither. For some reason, I don't really remember at all what I did.
I think we just did nothing because, like, it was the pandemic and we weren't allowed to go anywhere and stuff. And my parents were pretty scared of, like, traveling to different places and stuff like that. So I think we just went nowhere. We just probably stayed at home for most of it. I think. What did you do?
During that summer, I'm pretty sure, like, I talked to basically no one. I don't remember talking to people often.
Yeah, same.
Me too.
I started doing paddling that summer more. Like, it didn't really make sense how I was able to do paddling summer camp every single day with the COVID restrictions. Luckily, no one got corona there, but it was, like, half day. Like, during the school year, in grade 8, my sleep schedule got really messed up. Like, I would sleep up until, like, 12 or 11. And then during the summer, I had paddling for 4 hours every single day. And then I would do basically anything. I learned to do a lot of stuff. I started sewing sock monkeys. I did a lot of baking. And I learned how to skateboard. Wow.
Same, yeah. I think I did lots of baking too. I learned how to skateboard last summer. One of my friends,
Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah, she skateboarded, and then I wanted to try it too. And my brother had bought one like 2 years ago and just tried it like a few times and just never used it again. So I was like, wow, that's a great opportunity to try it. Oh, I did a lot of baking too. Oh, I think I also volunteered. Like,
at what?
Online volunteering. I might have like written letters to senior homes or something.
Wow.
Oh yeah, same. But then there was like this in-person volunteering opportunity, and I was meant to go to it, but then my parents didn't want me to because COVID. Yeah. I think Jessica went to it.
Is it the leadership thing?
Possibly.
Yeah, I went to that. It was like really boring.
And then grade 9 started.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was so nervous to go back to grade 9. I actually don't remember. I should have looked at my diary because during 2 summers ago, after grade 8, I started keeping a diary, so I could have checked what I was doing.
Yeah. I sort of started keeping a diary. Remember on my birthday a year in grade 7, I think, you gave me like a notebook or something.
No, I don't remember.
It's like a blue notebook, and I write in there now.
Wow.
Yeah.
How often?
Not often. I've kept it since like grade 7, and I'm not even halfway. I like write really unoftenly, because sometimes, I don't know, I just don't write anything. But then something really important will happen. I'm like, I'll just force myself to write it down to remember. And sometimes like I read it, and it reminds me of stuff. Like, There's that one really, do you remember this? Like that one really awkward time when we were in math class in grade 7 and then we got our test back and you got an extra point for writing your thing nicely.
Oh,
no.
No. And then our teacher, and then you went over to our teacher to argue.
Yeah, to argue about it. And then afterwards, he was like to you, I almost dropped the F-bomb. Didn't he say that was like psychopath behavior?
Yeah. I don't think teachers are allowed to call their students psychopaths. And then I remember kids in the class being like, oh, well, that's ironic because they're the ones who did a presentation about psychopathy for French class.
Thinking back on it, I would never do that. Ever.
Oh my God.
I don't even remember why we did it. I don't know.
Maybe I think he had like a bias towards me. I don't know. That he gave me that extra point. I don't know. Because I didn't deserve it. It wasn't like that neat. I got like 101%.
Yeah, like the 4++.
Yeah, 4++.
Never get those now.
Yeah.
I only get them in Chinese class. But that's because the teacher's standard is like really low. So, yeah.
Thinking back on it, I shouldn't have gotten as many 4++s as I did. Or 4+ as I did in like middle school.
Yeah.
Because 4+ is supposed to be like if you do above and beyond. So I should have gotten more 3s that are average.
Yeah, and I feel like now that we're in high school, it like really affects my perception of what I should be getting.
I'm still so upset I got a 3- in technology. And then, grade 9 started. And how was school for you during grade 9?
Did both of you also do in person?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did in person as well.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I think. It was kind of bad though. Like, especially during December to February, I was like really, really sad. Like the entire period. I don't know, probably the combination of no friends and no friends. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being pretty lonely also.
Me too.
There was no good part of that school year because we'd either go to school like every other day and stay there for 4 hours and do basically nothing, or we'd be completely online, which is very boring.
Yeah, I think it was meant to be a fun year though.
It was what do you mean it was meant to be?
If it was in person.
Oh, I can't believe our freshman year of high school got stolen from us like that. Like,
I feel like it would have been fun exploring a new school and
stuff. It would have been very scandalous.
So yeah. Like, we basically didn't really finish grade 8.
Yeah.
Although we're here in grade 10. Did we finish grade 8?
Sometimes I have an identity crisis and I feel like I'm still in grade 8.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Jeez. And then how were your grades for then?
Grade 9?
Yeah, grade 9. And
it was pretty good. I mean, not pretty good, but like, I was happy with them, I guess.
I think they were better for math. It was pretty, like, it wasn't really difficult stuff, like the things we have in school right now. Like, we rarely got any homework. If we did get homework, we'd be able to finish it in class. And, like, our tests would be really straightforward. For example, you know, like, graphing questions that we're doing right now for transform functions, it would just be, like, graph this function, and then you'd graph it. It wouldn't be, like, the complicated questions we have on our test right now that are, like, open-ended, sort of. Like, yeah, it'd be just, like, really straightforward questions that you already ran through a bunch of times during class.
Yeah. Are you going to say something?
Our report cards are going to come out in 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, our report cards?
Yeah.
I think 23rd.
Oh, no.
I was about to say something. Oh, okay. So, before in elementary school, I'm confused why people get, like, straight A's, because I'd always get, like, at least 1 B, like, in my report card. Like, a bunch of them. But, like, in high school, you just get, like, 1 grade per subject. So, if it's math, you get 1 grade. But in elementary school for us, we had, like maybe 5 grades for math. So, and, like, more grades for other subjects, too, because they were just more specific into a bunch of subjects. So yeah, like my grades could be categorized as straight A's if you count like A minuses. Is that A minus straight? Okay.
I feel like
I think so. Because if you say straight A's and you don't count A pluses, that would be weird. So maybe just A's, minuses, and A pluses.
if you get straight A's in elementary school, you only have like 2 different teachers. That means maybe your teachers like you a lot.
Yeah.
Because how are you supposed to get straight A's in all subjects? Like, you already know everything so well from not only math, but English, but also science. Like, how would you know all that stuff already? Yeah, that's weird that circling back, that's strange that you guys said that you both got good grades in grade 9. Because when we had all that weird schedule with coronavirus for school, like, my grades dropped so much. It was bad. And I stopped caring. Like, there was a serious issue. Okay, it wasn't serious, but there was a bit of an issue because I was not doing my music work because it was boring. And, like, we weren't allowed to play instruments in music class. So we would go to music class and we would, like, sit at a music stand, sometimes do boom whackers, but mostly do like theory, and it was really boring, so I just didn't do the stuff. And then the music teacher started like emailing my mom, and I got into a lot of trouble. Yeah, so then my grades went down. But then this year suddenly, I don't know what happened, but I just decided I'm gonna try a lot. I feel like my energy that I get at the beginning of the year to try a lot is already fading. Do you know what I mean? Like, the energy you get at the beginning of the year?
No.
Really?
I mean, not in yeah, and the energy, like, the anticipation of, like, it's exciting, it's a new year, but not, like, I don't really, like, have, I don't really try harder to get good grades at the beginning of the year.
Oh, really? Oh.
I feel like the energy thing, but also, I don't know about this year, because I did kind of try at the start, but I didn't even get that good at the start, so I think my energy still hasn't dipped. Like, I still feel like I need a redemption arc, because it's been not going well.
Like, I just don't care too much. I don't try too hard, except maybe for in geography, because taking it in grade 11, I mean, it's a grade 11 course, so it possibly could count.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one of my fears is going into grade 11, doing like a course of getting a bad mark.
There's like no time to have a learning period where you don't understand. Mm-hmm. You have to constantly be on top of things with grade 11, because then you submit it to universities. Mm-hmm. Jeez. We live in a society. This is a big society moment. And then we had in-person, online for grade 9, and then online. Then the school year was done, and it was a lame ending to a school year. And then how was your summer after grade 9?
I think that summer was less productive. I did kind of nothing. I don't remember what I did. Like,
usually I'm just not productive at all during summer.
Yeah, same though. I just like continue what I do, I guess. Just like my everyday work, like playing piano and I don't know. Like, now that I think back on it, I feel like I had so much free time, but during that time, I don't even think I had that much free time.
Yeah, same.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, if I read my diary from that time, like, every single day I'd write, "Dear diary, I wasn't productive today."
Yeah, or like, during the summer, I would feel bored. And now, like, I don't even remember that, because I always have something, like, next in line, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's this never-ending cycle of more work.
Oh, okay. I feel like, well, Michelle, how was your summer?
Yeah, it was kind of like Jessica's. The first month I had summer school. I felt like it was, I just did my everyday things, like playing piano, playing instruments.
Summer school.
Same. I forgot about that until you said it. I had summer school.
I hate summer school.
You know, for this summer, we should all get a job at the same place.
We should. Yeah. Oh my god, that's such a good. But we don't live near each other.
That's true.
That means like some of us have to like drive really far just to get to a job every single day.
That's true. That little tea shop here, we should work there, and after school, we all up there and we work together.
Wow.
The bubble tea shop.
But do they really hire 3 people at a bubble tea shop?
Maybe not. Maybe
like,
they just hire 1.
Yeah, I feel like they don't need that many employees.
I don't know if they have Mandarin requirements because like a lot of the people in bubble tea shops, they're just like Asian. But of course,
it's different in
another community. Because I went inside one of the bubble tea shops and there was like people that were Asian. So.
Oh yeah, like at the cha time, I'm seeing more and more. Well, just everywhere, I'm seeing more and more non-Asian people working at bubble tea stores.
Yeah, not only that, just like Asian shops that are just not related to bubble tea.
It's interesting, actually. Okay, this is super unrelated, but it's interesting, like how so much East Asian culture has just been becoming more and more mainstream. Like I was thinking about it, how good of a year it's been in 2020 and 2021 for like East Asian representation in like shows and animation. I was thinking about it. I was like, wow, there was a lot of East Asian characters in animation, and I think it's because like in a lot of big like important industries, like first there will be mostly white people, but then second to that there will be mostly East Asian people. I feel like, I don't know. That might just be a model minority myth or something. I actually don't know what that means. Don't take my word for this. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I don't know if this is too political, but my dad was like really into like history and that type of things. And he was telling me about how for a long time, how like the United States has been like number one like countries.
Yeah.
It has the most power over everything. And I think the United States doesn't really like China right now because China's economic is growing like really, really quickly, and they don't want China to overpower them. And he's telling me about all this stuff about how I should like learn Chinese in case like, China's economics get really good and I can go to China and get a job and stuff. And he's telling me how like soon China will be number. Yeah, soon China might surpass the United States in like economy and stuff.
Well, did you learn about that in geography, Michelle?
What? No.
Oh, okay. Well, I was learning about that in geography, how like they were saying like, well, right now Western countries are the most developed, and often people in Western countries will think, wow, like we live in America, so developed, the best country, everywhere else everyone is poor. But in reality, a lot of other countries are very developed. And they're just going to become more and more developed. Like, there's not always going to be this steep slope. Like, eventually more and more countries will become more and more developed, and then Western countries will be on the same level of developed. And there's really not this steep slope of, like, Western countries, the most developed, everywhere else poor, that some people have in their minds. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a little bit too political, but I remember, like, I used to think that, like, in Africa, which is an entire continent, I used to think it was a country too, but, okay, I used to think that, like, it was just sub-Saharan, it was just a Saharan desert everywhere, and everyone lived in huts, but really that's not the case. I guess because we live in, like, a Western country, I had these kind of false ideas that we just lived in the best developed country.
Yeah.
And everywhere else was poor and sad. But that's not the truth, and that's, as future goes on, that's going to be less and less true, even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I think I used to imagine, like, Africa would just be, like, a savanna. There's like elephants and giraffes everywhere.
And a couple poor people that need your... Because there's always those ads on TV like, donate to Africa. Children are starving.
And then like, I participated in a charity where we'd like raise money to like, give money to people in Africa that need clean water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't Me to Me do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, why are we talking about this? Okay.
Oh, we were talking about getting a job together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can talk about that later. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did the pandemic, you can share as much or as little as you want, how did the pandemic impact you emotionally and mentally?
I think I already said this earlier, but like during December to February, I was like really sad, and I remember like the day before my birthday, I was counting down to like 12 o'clock, And like I just got really sad for some reason while counting down. And I don't even know if that has anything to do with just like, I don't know, just probably a variety of factors just made me really upset. And I was like really upset. I don't remember why though. I don't think it had anything to do with getting old though. I think it's just like, I felt sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just mostly affected my social life. Like, I'm not really involved in many social activities, so most of that just comes from school, and without school, I'm basically just not talking to anyone other than like my family.
Yeah, same. I think I got really annoyed of my being like with my family all the time. Just like, I don't know. I think school kind of helped like be away from just like the same environment for a long time. Like at home and stuff, just being, just like my family being there and not being able to talk to anyone else was kind of like frustrating at times. And I think that now that school has started, like it just feels a lot better, I think, for my parents as well, because when we're home they can't really concentrate on their work. And then there's my little brother who's just, I don't know, not old enough yet to like do stuff on his own and like not disturb you. So yeah, now that my little brother's at school too, I think my parents have a lot more free time to do their work and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember it just being really draining and sad to have to be with my family the entire time, because normally with school I'd have a good balance between like being with my family and being with my friends, but then I didn't. Yeah, I remember being lonely. I think a lot because, yeah, I wasn't forced to talk to people at school anymore, so then I was just very lonely and sad.
Same. I just thought like, oh, this isn't my fault. It's okay if I don't have any friends this year. Like,
oh.
Also, like, about activities, I guess not all of mine, like most of mine probably weren't canceled because of the pandemic. I just had like online lessons because I do music. But there was things like badminton and orchestra, like they kind of involve other people, and I guess I could talk, like in those environments I could have talked to people, but then like they were just removed because of the pandemic, so.
Yeah. Well, how do you think you changed over the pandemic from like a really long time ago till now, from grade 8?
I don't know if I have changed.
I just think like a lot of things I did in grade 8 I wouldn't do now. I guess it's just getting more mature. I think I've gotten better at being able to hold a conversation too. Like I remember in grade 7 and 8, we were pretty segregated. There'd just be like the guys and then the girls.
Yeah.
But now it's like less segregated. In math class, like last week, I was playing iMessage games with you, like the suicide penguin one.
What kind of iMessage game is that?
I don't know if it's actually called that.
You mean Game Pigeon?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Like it's a specific game.
Oh,
game
okay. I don't know
but
that.
But like the guy beside me just called it that, so I guess it's called that now. And then, yeah, he talked to me about that suicide penguin game. Yeah, and I don't usually talk to like other people in my math class, so that was pretty fun.
Oh.
Like he just saw you playing it?
Yeah, and he told me that I should win. Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. That's really nice.
Competing against a person that just doesn't know how to play and kills herself.
Yeah, like you were going off the ice cube intentionally and like just drowning.
Wow. I think I changed a lot during the pandemic. Like, well, I think appearance-wise, like I cut my hair short.
Yeah.
Yes. I like my hair short better. And I think like just being away from people, it let me like develop my social skills. Like because I know in grade 8, like I had a lot of anxiety talking to people, but then I just had a time where I wasn't talking to anyone. It was kind of lonely. And then I developed like my social skills during like grade 9 in the summer, and I think I've gotten a lot better. I think I've just gotten more confident, but that could just be because it's been 2 years, you know.
When did you cut your hair? Like in grade 9?
I don't know. Like, I think during the summer?
Socially, I'm probably just...
No, grade 9, yeah. Yeah, Michelle?
Socially, I'm probably just similar. Like, I still get anxious when talking to people. I'm not so great at talking to new people. But I guess I did become more mature, and I want to do some of the things that I already did in grade 8, like Jessica said.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's nice. Well, do you think things... Yeah, I think things are better for me, at least, than before in grade, like, 8 or, like, during the first summer, because I was so lonely. I didn't talk to people that much.
I think grade 7 and 8 is just, like, most people's most awkward phase.
Yeah.
Or, like, phases that we don't want to think about anymore, because, like, we do kind of strange things.
Yeah, I don't think people like middle school that much.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like some of the things we did were kind of funny, and they're kind of funny to think about, but like a lot of things we did were kind of like strange too, and just, yeah, not great.
Yeah, well, all three of us together, we talk a lot about stuff we did in grade 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Because it definitely is very funny.
Uh-huh.
But I think between those funny moments, there was a lot of, like, just bad moments that I've deleted permanently.
Just not thinking about it. Like, I wonder if some of the teachers are still kind of mad at me for the things I did.
Probably not. They probably, like, are stressed now about their current class.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure they have, like, issue kids every year. Well, not issue kids. Just they have kids and they cause things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they think back too, like.
Yeah, they think back on the things we did.
I hope they think back fondly and not.
Like,
What do you guys think of school right now? Well, let me try to explain how school is. Like right now, we have it in person every day, but it's restricted, right? I think we've already said in a different podcast. We have 2 classes per day, and there's a lot of stuff we can't do. Mm-hmm. Like we can't play I don't know.
We can actually.
We can play instruments.
Inside?
Yeah.
We can't really do group projects that often. Sometimes it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just sit on our desks usually, and we're not allowed to switch desks, so that's kind of sad. Because, like, during the start of school, I didn't really know anyone, so I just sat near the back somewhere.
Yeah.
But now I want to switch to somewhere closer to the people I usually talk to, and I can't switch now, so that's kind of sad.
Any thoughts, Michelle, about the current year?
It just doesn't feel like a regular school year. Like, as long as there's masks, you have to sanitize your hands. So it just doesn't feel like normal school year.
Well, yeah.
I feel like it's gotten better, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than last year. I like being at school every day. I think it kind of sets, like, a guideline, I guess.
Like a good routine?
Yeah, I actually have to wake up before 9:05 when my class starts, and I actually have to, like, brush my teeth and get dressed.
But sometimes I would like the occasional, like, online school, because sometimes, I don't really, maybe, I just felt this more when we first got to in-person, but sometimes when you're online, you just have more time at home, and, you just have more time. I just like it because you have more time at home.
I think online it's also easier to not talk to anyone. Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I guess it could be both. Just online, you aren't forced to talk to anyone, and also, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we said everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's getting kind of dark. Oh, one more thing I thought was kind of funny that I was thinking about. The last thing that I'll say. Like, normally, when people don't have anything to talk about, like, if an adult's talking to another adult, like, that they knew from, like, back in high school or whatever, they'll normally be like, haha, oh my gosh, crazy weather we're having, right? You know? Mm-hmm. But now they're just always like, oh my gosh, this darn pandemic. But yeah, things are getting better, like, for our situation. I think a lot of people are just trying to, like, make the most out of it. Like, I know, like, there was, like, people made up, like, hot girl summer. Did you see that? Like, trying to do as much stuff as possible during the summer.
Oh, I didn't really know what it was, though. I know it was, like, a Megan the Stallion thing.
Really, it was?
Is it?
I thought it was just like a challenge to do a lot of stuff.
I feel like it was. I didn't know it was a thing where you had to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just thought like it was
to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people in class, they kind of just act the same. Like people will still group up, you know, and talk closely to each other, and people will still like eat in the cafeteria. The cafeteria is really busy nowadays. So yeah, what did we say in this episode? Well, pandemic was lonely. We changed a lot, either because it was a pandemic or because we had 2 years. That's a long time. Now it's less lonely. Yeah, so thank you so much for listening. That's all we have to say. Make sure to write us a written review on Apple Podcasts, right?
Yep.
If you want to be read in this section. Okay. Follow us on Instagram at afterschoolclub.podcast. Even though we only have one post, I'm trying to make another one. I don't really want to. Okay. That's all.
Bye.
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 Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.